Stand back! There's a hurricane coming through!
Welcome back to Zero Sum Gaming here at the Culture Cache. This week is a donor twofer. Deb from Knoxville, Tennessee sent us WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2006, and Jenny B on Patreon wants to see some WWE content. It's almost like there's a cliche for this exact situation. Something about throwing one bird and hitting two stones or something like that. Oh well. Now, let's see what the sex, the gods, the freaks, the frauds are up to.
The WWE games are a bit like Madden or any other such annual roster update sports title. So let's start there. Of course, this is always pretty subjective, but this is a lineup I'm happy with. Granted, it's a small step down from the nearly flawless roster present in Here Comes the Pain, but I like it. Remember Rob the Con Man Conway? Yeah, neither does anybody else. And do we really need 3 different character slots for just Hogan? Still, I get my top 3 favorite wrestlers, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, and Rob Van Dam in a single game, so I'm okay with this selection. Who's your favorite wrestler? Is it John Cena?
So it's that kind of video.
As you can see, the graphics are pretty good. While it's true that the series has progressed quite a bit over the last decade, the look of this game is rather high quality for 2005 when this one was new. Most wrestlers are immediately identifiable. The decorations for the shows look great and go a long way to complete the illusion of reality this series is going for. The HUD is still pretty large, but it's at least informative for the amount of screen space devoted to it. The silhouette represents your health, with each body part going from blue to red as damage to that area increases. The centerpiece of the belt is where your stored finisher goes, and the strap is your momentum. Fill it up to unleash your trademark finisher and put your opponent away. I particularly enjoy the audio-visual effects to make these huge hits all the more dramatic. I just love John Cena!
Really?
Okay, this is getting old fast. Anyway, the audio's hard to rate with this one. There's no music during the matches, but the entrance themes are great. If you already enjoy the WWE product, you'll appreciate the level of detail in the entrances. And if not, you can always turn them off. What you do hear during the matches is the color commentary, provided by Jerry the King Lawler and good old JR. You can tell they put proper care into the delivery, but there's still some awkwardness. For example, to avoid any choppy delivery, there are very few lines about specific wrestlers. Instead, we hear the phrase, "that man," a lot. A lot. There is some genuinely good and characteristic banter, but the actual number of lines is fairly limited, so you'll end up hearing many of them repeatedly. Michael Cole and Taz also do commentary on SmackDown. They have a lot to say about John Cena! Sorry I had to mute this shot. There's licensed music playing while you browse the menus, and as we know, YouTube just can't have that. Where's the fair use? For that matter, did you know that content creators on YouTube have practically zero protections? Seriously, they can turn off your monetization at any time, for any reason, or even no reason. It's a system where you're guilty until proven innocent, and they won't even always tell you what crime you're accused of even committing. It's almost like they want John Cena!
Okay, Cena. You have a point this time. That's another video for another day. Let's get back to the game.
There are some significant changes to the core gameplay if you've enjoyed previous entries in this series. Most noteworthy is the overhaul of the grapple system. Press circle to initiate a grapple. The direction you hold determines which subset of grapples you'll be able to perform, and these are categorized into headings such as power, submission, martial arts, etc. Once you're in a lockup, hold a direction and press circle again to perform your desired attack. While there have been some tweaks to the system over the years, here we are a decade later, and this is still more or less the system the series uses. I guess you could say it's the prototype.
John Cena!
Just stop.
Can I at least get through an entire topic before you interrupt me? Jeez, shut up! Anyway, the momentum system is in full swing from previous games, but it's a little bit different. As you land attacks, your momentum increases, while taking damage lowers it. As I said earlier, this is how you access your trademark finishers. But you also have to live up to your alignment to maximize momentum. If only chaotic neutral was a choice. Oh well. If you're a face, act like one. Do the big flashy moves and follow all the rules. If you're a heel, then bend the rules to your liking and cheat to win. This actually matters. If you're playing as a face and you execute a sneaky chair shot, even if you get away with it, you'll actually lose momentum for defying what the character would do in that situation. Simply put, you should always make sure you emulate
John Cena!
What is wrong with you?
I'll try to get through this. As fun as regular matches are, it's great there's so much variety in this game. There are many different match types allowing for all kinds of different play styles. Want to lock yourself and your opponent in a box and see who can escape first? You can. How about glory and honor of climbing a ladder to snatch a victory that is literally hanging above you? Yup. Or what about a good old-fashioned mugging in a barroom brawl? It's all there too. Even relatively rare types of televised matches are present, such as the Buried Alive match. It's the specialty of
John Cena!
I know one guy I'd like to bury alive right now. The hands-on matches are a lot of fun, but I think the best part of the WWE games rests with the amount of direction they offer the player. For more information, check out the companion article at theculturecache.com. There's a link in the description. Suffice it to say that you have a very high degree of control over the content in your tiny WWE microcosm. With the call system, Create a Wrestler, you can look however you want, assign yourself any moves of your choosing, and even call the specific camera cuts you desire for your entrance. Now that's freedom. And as we continue through this presidential primary season, we need a champion of freedom like
John Cena!
Alright, that's it.
Sadly, all is not right in the state of wrestling. With each new entry in the series, the hype machine kicks into high gear. Believe me when I say that if you only watch a single episode of Monday Night Raw during the month of October, you'll still be absolutely bombarded by promos for the upcoming game. To be fair, most years do introduce some new features, some of which become mainstays of the series. The problem is that each year, a few of your favorite features are quietly removed as well. One year, they even stripped out a huge swath of maneuvers, much to the chagrin of Kaw fans. Ukes giveth, and Ukes taketh away. But hey, you can probably buy your favorite moves as DLC in the new games. That's totally not at all abusive. After all, why give players all the moves in the game when you can nickel and dime them all year until the next annual installment arrives?
Is WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2006 worth it? On the one hand, it only goes for $4. Yeah, it's easily worth $4. But on the other hand, if you went out and got this game new when it first hit the shelves, you're probably going to be a little disappointed today. These annual games just don't hold their value. Think about Madden. If you rush out and pay $60 to get your brand new Madden game, then another $20 worth of DLC, you're not going to really get a return on that $80 investment. But taken for just this one isolated game, yes, it is definitely worth $4. And as a side note, the way I view them, I usually only get about every second or third one of these games. And when I do, I don't really feel like I'm missing anything. Thanks for watching.